Hi there, what's your name?
My name is Jesus Blas Bishop.
Jesus, where are you traveling from here in Hong Kong?
Kuntong Bishop.
Good. And where are you from back home?
I'm from Cagayan Valley, Philippines.
Very well. Now, give us an idea how you arrived at the UCKG Help Center and the luggage you carried in your life.
I came here to the UCKG Help Center because I was terminated for 3 weeks. I was working into houses, and my life into houses is not so good. My employer from my first day is asking me to terminate my contract. But since I came here with a goal, I don't like it. I'm working with 2 houses that I even finished until 1 a.m. And after 3 weeks, he terminated me because of accusing me stealing of 1 lemon and 1 sachet of Nescafe. And another that is he told my agency a very bad certification.
Okay. And then you arrived here.
I arrived here and someone brought me here. That was Friday, and it's a day of deliverance. That day, it was something that I felt peace because I spoke to the pastor first, and before attending the service, I was delivered the time. The time I had bleeding because I had a thalassemia for long years, and that is the reason why I cannot save money also, because I am buying medicines for that sickness. And another thing is I cannot move my back and my hand. And that time I was delivered, there is a sudden changes, a sudden healing that I cannot explain. I even asked my friend, the one who brought me here, what kind of church is that? What happened? There's something I felt. I felt the comfort, the peace that I need.
So that was already a very important sign. So sometimes you're looking for answers all your life. All that you need is to ask for a sign. And that's what we're going to ask during our Ask event. And of course, you had more than health problems. Then you also managed to resolve all other issues in your life. What else was going on?
I came here to Hong Kong totally devastated in my spiritual. I do not have a good relationship to God because of the grudges that I left in the Philippines. I don't like to have a relationship to God. I told God that you are not exist. I am zero in my financial. I am sick. I don't have a good relationship with my family. And before, I was blaming also myself of the death of my husband. So my love life is not good.
Mm-hmm. And you say you had 0 savings. Where did you work?
I work in the Philippines in a good government institution. I have a good work. But I cannot able to become permanent because I cannot pass any board exam or any eligibility test. That's the reason why I decided to work abroad. But I work abroad is same way that I cannot save any single cent. I don't have any investment at all.
How long were you working abroad?
Almost 10 years now.
Where? Yeah.
In Middle East and in Singapore. Then I came here almost 4 years now.
Okay. And then you said you had some family problems.
I had a family problem because I have a grudge with my sibling. I almost killed my niece, and I left word to them that I will come back and I will revenge. So they are so scared of me.
So inside of you, you had no peace.
I don't have peace at all.
Did you suffer with depression?
Depression, yes.
Tell us more about your depression.
My depressions leads me to plan to commit suicide. Commit suicide like I suddenly cross the road when there is a vehicle, because I am thinking through that I can die, and then the same way they will pay me. They will send to my family. And then another thing, I wanted to jump off the building.
Mhm. Yeah. So you were struggling with those feelings for quite some time. You told about your husband passing away that caused a lot of negative emotion as well.
Yes.
Then you discovered the altar and you found the power of the altar. What did you do? How did you use your faith to turn your life around?
When I came here, I only challenged God. I told him, I want to go back to you. I want to change. What are the things that I need to change? But first of all, I told him, I want to know you. Maybe the God that I'm praising for is not the God here, the living God that I'm praising now. So I told him, I want to know you.
Mm-hmm.
I want you to give me the fear, the spirit, and these works. Because through this, God showed me who He is.
Now, something important that I need to ask you. You say, I want to know you. So, did you have any knowledge about God before when you were younger?
When I was young, I grew up in a convent. My father was a minister in a church, and I had a vow in the altar that I wanted to serve you until the end of my life. That's my vow, my first vow to Him. But because of the circumstances, problems that's coming into my life, I was able to neglect that vow.
Mm-hmm.
Only this time that I realized my vow, and I wanted to continue it. So when I came here, that I told him, I want to know you. I started to do whatever I heard from the man of God. The first thing I did is I find a store here so that I can buy a Bible, because I left my Bible and I don't want to have relationship with him anymore. So the first thing that I did is to find a Bible, and I even say to my employer give a gift to me. She's the one who bought the Bible and give it to me, and I started reading it. That time I realized God is speaking to me, and my life started to change. I obey whatever I heard. I started tithing, testing Him, and my life began to change.
Was that hard in the beginning?
It's very hard, Bishop. It's very hard. Because that relationship that I wanted to Him required me to forgive, required me to turn my back to the world, to reject anything that is worldly. So it's very difficult.
And then after you went through this process, that's interesting because she grew up in a church, in a convent. Her father was a minister, so she had the knowledge about the scriptures. And that's something that we always tell people, it's not enough to have the knowledge. There must be a personal experience. There must be an encounter with God. So the words are one thing, the studies is one thing, but we need to experience God inside. Then there was a moment that you experienced the living God that you had grown up with, hearing, preaching, teaching. How was that experience?
That experience was so great. Because like before, I read the Bible every time, but I didn't practice it. Here, I learned to practice it, and the changes was so great. Because even me, I don't believe that I can change. My family don't believe that I change. Today is very different.
Why your family didn't believe you could change?
Because since I was a child, they think of me, I am a problem child. There's no hope. It's impossible. And
What would you do? Give us an example.
I always provoke fights in the house. My brothers, my siblings, they hated me so much. The only person that loves me is my father. And when there is a fight between my mother and my father, it's because of me. When my mother is sick because of me, she have hypertension because of me. So if you ask them who I am to them, they will don't say anything about her. But today is different. They even before they even send me message or whatsoever. Today it's different. They ask me prayer. Can you please pray for us? So whatever that I did here, it's because of the word of God that I apply in my life.
So today, who is Jesus today? Who are you today compared to before?
Me today is transformed, healthy, financially growing. I have a dreams. That dreams is together with God, because I have a vow to Him. I have a partnership with Him, and continuing my vow to serve Him until the end of my life.
Do you have any more depression?
No more depression, no more revenge, unforgiveness, grudges. I only have peace.
How about the suicidal thoughts?
Suicidal thoughts, no more.
No more. So you have been healed.
Yes.
Financially now you're stable, in control.
Yes.
Some savings as well.
Yes.
You have forgiven yourself about what happened to your husband. You're moving on. You're mentally, spiritually healthy.
Yes, Bishop.
No more depression.
Yes, Bishop.
Then, apart from all these blessings in your life, especially internal and your family restoration, what is the biggest victory in your life?
The biggest victory, Bishop, is my salvation.
Thank you for sharing.
Ask and you will receive.
One of the most underused tools of success
Is the power of asking.
But few people know how to ask in the right way.
Asking intelligently is a very good way
to find the root of your problems,
Knowing how to ask
is the beginning
of getting what you want.
Universal Church of the Kingdom of God, helping you to make a new beginning.